Okay, everybody, breaking news. The Trump administration has said Epstein killed himself and that there is no Epstein client list and no information will be released out of protection for privacy and for the victims. Now, some people are immediately suggesting, oh, Trump must be on the Epstein list. Well, wait a second. If President Trump was on the Epstein list and there was something compromising in it, why didn't Joe Biden release that when he was president for the 4 years, when they obviously tried to use lawfare to prevent President Trump from becoming president again in 2024, and they went to huge extremes in New York and Alvin Bragg and Letitia James, maybe because he's not on the Epstein list. But do you want to see the entire Epstein list? I'm curious, what do you make of this decision? Do you think Epstein killed himself? What do you make of this?
I'm going to say the only way I can see that being the case is if there were Democrats and Republicans on that list. That's the only way it would make sense. But I mean, it's just one of those things, just like, who freaking knows? Who really has the answers to these things? It just shows you how much you can't really trust politicians in general. Politics is just the most divisive thing that, next to religion, gender roles, politics is one of the most divisive things you can possibly talk about. Because everyone has an opinion and no one really has the true answer to anything deep down. We can vouch for this person, vouch for that person, you stand behind this person, protest against this person or fight for that person. Deep down, you don't really know. You don't know what their intentions are. All you can really do is just pick the lesser of the two evils. They may act like they hate each other just to get us all riled up, but at the end of the day, they probably go play golf together. I remember when I was a kid, when I was watching wrestling, WWF, and I always thought wrestling was real. And I didn't realize it was fake until I seen two wrestlers get in the same limo after a fight or after a wrestling match. Then is when I started questioning how real wrestling was. So sometimes I'm thinking, I don't know, are they both just putting on a performative campaign against each other to get people all riled up? Like, you just pick two sides, get two parties. That way you can get Americans fighting each other, and then everybody will go out and vote. And either way, both are under the same umbrella, or maybe there's two teams. Both got lobbyists who are spending millions and billions of dollars to get these politicians to do whatever they want. But at the end of the day, the politicians, they're just putting on a performative effort to act like they hate the other side. But deep down, they probably get in the same limo together behind closed doors. So I don't know. So a reporter asked Trump about the Epstein list.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
It's almost like this is either like extreme textbook gaslighting, or it really isn't that big a deal. Maybe Epstein was the guy on camera. They had 1 million videos of evidence of Epstein doing inappropriate things. With maybe there was no list. Maybe there was no other people who were engaging in the same act, or there was, and he's just gaslighting. And politicians who get in the same limo together, when it's all said and done, we're all on the same island. But just being on the island and partying with Epstein doesn't necessarily mean guilt. That's like if you go to your cousin's house for Thanksgiving and they have a guest house. Let's say in the guest house they were doing inappropriate things. Or let's say you go to a nightclub and you're partying, but in the bathroom they're doing drugs. That doesn't mean that you engaged in those things. You may have been there. You may have been on the flight to get there. You may have been in the car, but doesn't mean you did those things. So that's the only other way I can think of spinning it, is that there's evidence of other people going to that island, partying with Epstein or whatever they were doing, but there's no video footage of other celebrities that can be blackmailed for messing with minors. I'm gonna tell you something. Rich people can do whatever they want. If you're a billionaire or a millionaire, you can have your own Epstein Island. You don't have to go to Epstein Island to do that kind of stuff. There's plenty of third world countries where you can pay everybody off and you can get away with it. I've seen this stuff in other countries. In Africa, it's horrible, man. Like, there's a lot of Europeans who go to Africa and they'll just take little kids and pretty much adopt them and do whatever they want to do with them. They'll take little poor village kids, they'll take them. They'll pay the parents and they'll just take them, and they do whatever they want with them. I've seen it. And I'm just saying, if you're a rich person, you can fly to some third world country where there's less scrutiny and you can do whatever you want. So I'm just saying, I think if they wanted to do that kind of stuff, you don't need an Epstein Island list. They could do this stuff in any country in the world. They have money for private jets to do whatever they want. That's all I'm saying.
But you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention. because I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file, along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every year, every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
Yeah, that whole prison thing was weird to me. How is it missing a minute? You would think something like a prison, especially a place that holds really important people or high profile individuals, you would think that they would have multiple angles at all times. I mean, but does it seem like a cover up? Yes, it seems like some crazy. I know the conspiracy theorists are going to have a field day with this. They're never going to stop talking about it. But I think this is it. I don't think there's really anything else that's ever going to come out of this. They're going to just say, hey, that's it. There's probably going to be someone they're going to use it as a tool to run on. They're going to say, hey, if I'm elected in office, I'm gonna actually unleash the files. I'm gonna be that third party that's not a Democrat or Republican, and I'm gonna be the one to bring it to light and give you guys that list. I'll do it on day one. That's what's gonna happen.
The DOJ says it found no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals, concluding Epstein did not maintain a client list that he used to traffic underage girls. It's a striking reversal of a past statement by the head of the Justice Department, Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Yeah, I mean, I could swear they kind of ran on that, though. I'm not a Trump supporter in terms of like, I'm just going to support him no matter what. I'm more so a policy supporter. But do I support him as president as far as leadership and doing the things we voted him to do? I support him for that. If he's doing anything, any type of foul play, I do not support that. But all we can do is speculate. There's no, okay, the guy's dead. Who else is there to say what happened? What's left?
But now the Department of Justice says that document does not exist. In a brief, unsigned memo released Monday, the department and FBI announced an exhaustive review revealed no incriminating client list and concluded Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide in his cell, adding investigators found no basis to revisit the disclosure of investigation files. The announcement immediately sparked widespread backlash, with some of Trump's far-right supporters calling for Bondi's resignation. In a post on X last month, Elon Musk claimed Trump was named in investigation files before taking it down, a claim Trump and Epstein's lawyer denied. Then yesterday, the president's former advisor wrote, how can people be expected to have faith in Trump if he won't release the Epstein file? In February, Attorney General Bondi fueled the fire. Yesterday, she fought back against the criticism.
It's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file, along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that.
The whole thing that this tape shows he didn't kill himself is like a joke. But worse than that, it's a joke that we all get. Like, they're not fooling anybody. So I feel like we're at a dangerous point now.
So now, by coming in and being part of the cover-up, the Trump administration has become part of it. I mean, it's just, you cannot see it any other way. So I just got to the office. I'm going to go throw up, actually. And this only happens every few years when something really, really bad happens or something. I mean, I'm physically going to puke probably right now. My mouth is watering right now.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, I know there's that video of Trump partying with Epstein. It doesn't necessarily mean that he parties with Epstein in terms of messing with underagers, but it's not a good look. From what I understand, Trump stopped hanging with Epstein decades ago.
The FBI looks at the circumstances surrounding the death of Jeffrey Epstein. So, the FBI looks at the circumstances surrounding the death of Jeffrey Epstein. According to the report, this systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk.
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network on Fox News.
Got the quote.
Go ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that. But again, when it comes to the FBI and the Department of Justice, they are more than committed to ensuring that bad people are put behind bars. They have an operation going on right now called Summer Heat, which has our murder rate trending in the lowest direction in United States history. Their emphasis on violent crime and locking up violent criminals has led to the arrest of 14,000 violent criminals. That's a 62% increase from the same time period last year. So this Attorney General and the FBI Director are committed to putting bad people behind bars where they belong. That they promised an exhaustive review. That's what they did. For any further details, I would refer you to the Department of Justice.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there is no list, but it just doesn't make sense because wasn't there someone that was arrested?
There should at least be an attempted prosecution of the worst offenders.
Well, particularly if Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail for sex trafficking.
Yes.
Because, trafficking
that means sex
to
trafficking
who?
occurred.
Right. So she's in jail for it.
Yes.
So
who were the clients?
Yeah. Yeah. How do you put someone in jail and you don't even name the clients? That sounds kind of insane.
I think, yes, it would. Yes. Because
Just stunning that they've been able to hold it back for so long.
Yeah. There's lots. I mean, the dude is like a mountain of whenever they raided Epstein's place, there would have been like a mountain of evidence. Where is that mountain?
Right. What'd you do with it?
Yes. Like who took possession of the evidence?
Yeah.
Specifically.
Right.
The individuals.
Where are the tapes?
Thousands of files of kitty videos. So now Pam Bondi did admit to that. She said they have that, but the part, that is missing is that client list. That part is, so Maxwell is in jail. She went to jail for trafficking. Why? How is there no client list though? That doesn't make sense.
Overnight, the FBI and Justice Department releasing 11 hours of footage they say helps confirm notorious financier Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide in his Manhattan jail cell in 2019, awaiting his sex trafficking trial. According to a memo detailing the findings, investigators found the video showed no one entering the area in the overnight hours before Epstein was found unresponsive. But perhaps the biggest bombshell, investigators say they found no incriminating client list of Epstein's, no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals, and no evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. For years, Epstein has been at the center of conspiracies surrounding both his death and a rumored client list allegedly used to blackmail powerful men. And just last month, while feuding with President Trump, Elon Musk posting, "Time to drop the really big bomb. @real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump." But Musk later deleted that post and others, saying he went too far in attacking Trump. The president saying he cut ties with Epstein nearly 2 decades ago, saying even Epstein's lawyer cleared him.
I don't know. That's not a good look. But yeah, Trump was pretty much hired to close the border up, stop wars, fix the economy, deportations. Those were the main things that he ran on, and he's done a good job with that. But if there's any foul play, all we can do is speculate. I mean, so for what I'm understanding is it just from the kitty videos? Is that why where's the sex trafficking though? And there's supposedly a client list. Who knows? I have no answers. I'm not going to lose sleep over this. All I can say is who freaking knows? Who has the answers? Epstein has the answers, and he's gone. But what about the victims? I would like to hear more from the victims. I think something like that needs to be spoken about, because don't we normally believe all women? Wouldn't a woman be able to say, hey, that was Bill Clinton who did this, and it was Trump who did that, it was Obama who did this? Wouldn't there at least be someone that can make some allegations? Because we normally believe all women, right?